Featuring a great cast, a top soundtrack and a script inspired by William Shakespeare himself, the romantic comedy 10 Things I Hate About You. The first screening is next tonight over on Sky Premiere. Here on Movie Max, meanwhile, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. And over on Sky One, The Simpsons.
Pounds. By the way, it was 22 minutes, not 10 minutes it took them. £22 million has been invested so far. Where has the money gone then?
Well, ambulance services have been given an amount each to help achieve the new targets. In London, we received £2 million. And of course, in a service that deals with a third of all 999 calls, that simply isn't enough. We need about £30 million in London to achieve the new standards over the next 3 years. And so we're now in discussions with the government and the health authorities to try and secure that funding.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. OK, back to Wesley at the Kick the Habit Roadshow in Birmingham. Wesley, how are you doing?
Hello again, Gaby. Well, 19 million packs of these cigarettes, mild and ultra-low cigarettes, are sold in Britain every single week. Now, smokers may think they're better for them than regular cigarettes. And indeed, when you look at the label on the side of a box of cigarettes, you'll find that there's 1 milligram of nicotine in each regular cigarette, as against 0.1 milligrams of nicotine in an ultra-low cigarette. But new research published in the last week suggests that when people actually come to smoke ultra-low cigarettes, that they could be inhaling 8 times more nicotine than the label suggests. With me is Peter McCabe from the charity Quit. Peter, why do you think that is? It's potentially very alarming.
Well, the levels on the side of the pack are determined by testing with machines, and of course people don't smoke like a machine. When they're using these mild and low tar cigarettes, they inhale more deeply in order to get the hit that they're looking for. So there are no real benefits to taking them, and people are lured into a false sense of security. We think that these labels are misleading, and we think if people are concerned about health, then they really ought to try and give up completely, and there's lots of help available.
Thank you very much. Well, in a statement to Healthcheck tonight, the Tobacco Manufacturers Association said the descriptions light, mild and light help consumers identify taste, flavour and relative tar yields. Now, you'll remember our very busy traffic warden, Angela and Jonathan, who's just had a couple of fags. They've been taking a carbon monoxide test, and Lowry has the results.
Well, thanks to both of them for agreeing to do this. The shock result is that Angela, 8 hours in Birmingham traffic, and we have 0.4%. Jonathan here, 2 fags later, 4.6, 10 times more, which is a bit scary, isn't it, Jonathan?
I'm amazed.
Dear, oh dear, carbon monoxide bad for the heart. One person who has no problem giving up is Bob Merson, last year's Kick the Habit winner for the BBC, and Lowry has a prize for you, Bob.
Well done, Bob, after 45 years. This is your prize. It's a cruise, and it's a non-smoking cruise.
Thank you, Larry.
OK, back to the studio. More details of our 11 Kick the Habit road shows around Britain on the screen now. Bye.
Thank you very much. The lovely Wesley and Lowry there. Look at his smile, bless him. Now, you can have a chat live online with Dr. John Marsden from the National Addiction Centre straight after the show on the Watchdog website.
OK, now it's time for the results of our poll. Now, 47,000, just under 48,000 of you voted, which is fantastic. And here are the percentages. 41% of you said yes, it should be available free across the country on the NHS. But the majority, 59%, said no. Roy Lilly, most people agree with you. What do you think?
Well, I'm not surprised. I think people are very sensible. And we've seen tonight, you know, do we have more ambulances or more IVF? People understand the decisions, and I'm not surprised.
And you're pleased they agree with you?
Well, I wish we could give everything to everybody, but we just can't.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Gaby, lots of emails coming in.
Absolutely. I've got here 999 calls. 8th of January, Diane Carrion said 8th of January, call for an ambulance because 19-month-old son Teddy was having a convulsion. Basically, it took 23 minutes after the first call, and they only live 8 minutes from the nearest ambulance station.
I've
Have you
got one here.
999
Yeah,
calls?
a paramedic from London Ambulance Service. He says the reason patients aren't reached in time is because of the misuse of the service by the general public. Now, don't forget, you can also write to us the old-fashioned way. The address is Watchdog Healthcheck, BBC Television, London, W12 7TS. We want to hear all your health stories.
Actually, we've got so many on the dirty hospitals. I know we've really started something here. We want more. Right.
No name.
They don't want to give a name.
Nope.
From Kent. Somebody from Darren Valley Hospital. There have been 4 outbreaks of salmonella in the last week. One person has died. Hospital said it was cancer, but there is an investigation. There's poor hygiene. The hospital apparently not very pleased with this, not surprisingly. We'll investigate that.
Well, Anne Humphreys also says the showers plugged up with hair, handfuls of it, faeces and blood splattered on walls, loads of other things as well.
Sorry, I've just found it. Somebody who works in the hospital that told us that one. Pamela Bidmead from Hounslow, she was admitted the lockers were uncleaned and the bottom of it was a carry bag with a pair of wet knickers. I'm sorry, this is absolutely disgusting. We want to hear more of these stories. This is your show. Next week on Watchdog Healthcheck. Complementary medicine used by millions every week, but does it work?
And Relenza, the flu treatment which has prompted a GP's revolt.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all your calls, emails, and keep your letters coming in from all of the team from us here and in Birmingham. Good night.
Good night.
It's EastEnders next on BBC One, and with everything that's happened, can Sonia and Jamie rekindle their romance? Then at 8:30, humiliation and elimination. It's all part of the game in The Weakest Link.
Tonight on BBC One, crime doubles with Clive Owen in Second Sight.
He remembers nothing.
Murder weapon. Any ideas on what it could be?
And 6 nights a week, we'll be here with the BBC 10 o'clock news.
A brand new lineup tonight on BBC One.
Looking for revenge now on BBC One? Nick's after Mark's blood.
Do you remember what I said about how mixing it with work was too combustible? I take it you know why we're here.
How would you manage without me?
Publicists, obsessed fans, anything there. On a good day, it's like seeing through gauze.
Second Sight, starring Clive Owen, part of the brand new Crime Double season, beginning in 40 minutes on BBC One after The Weakest Link. Next.
Holby City has moved.
Find Jamie, my son. Find him.
To Tuesday nights on BBC One.
He hasn't regained consciousness. So when's he going to wake up?
Pushed to the limit.
Don't worry, Dad. I know you're going to be all right.
Could be a long night.
But have they gone too far?
It's Steve from the hospital. We've come to help.
Steve, hurry up. We've got to get out. The new series of Holby City, tomorrow at 8:05 on BBC One.
Tonight at 10, the first interview with the man who stormed a British Airways cockpit, endangering the lives of nearly 400 people. Paul McConney tells us he's sorry. Officials in Kenya say he may escape prosecution. And the culture of hostility, police say, is preventing them from charging the killer of Damilola Taylor. Join me at 10.
Well, now on BBC One, she's back with quick-fire questions and the wit to match.
Here are tonight's team of 8 contestants about to play for £20,000. Only one of them will walk away with the prize money. 7 of them will leave empty-handed after their teammates vote them the weakest link.
Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 8 people in the studio here tonight could win up to £20,000. They don't know each other. However, if they want the prize money, they'll have to work as a team. But 7 of them will leave with nothing. As round by round, we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
I'm Mark, I'm 26, I'm a personal account manager from Manchester.
I'm Karen, I'm 49, I'm a civil servant from Plymouth in Devon.
I'm Angela, a 35-year-old freelance writer from Lincoln.
I'm Chris, I'm 51, I'm a van courier from Crouch End in London.
I'm Sue, I'm 45 years of age. I'm a training officer from Walsall in the West Midlands.
I'm Bill, I'm 63, an independent financial advisor from Wisbech in Cambridgeshire.
I'm Gillian, I'm 26, I'm a social care worker from Glasgow.
I'm Dave, I'm 18, I'm a barman from Droitwich.
Now, the rules in each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your £2,500 target within the time limit. The fastest way is to create a chain of 8 correct answers. Get your question wrong and you break the chain and you lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. We'll begin with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Angela. Let's play the weakest link. The first question is for £50. Start the clock. Angela, pork pie, bowler and beanie are all types of what clothing?
Hat.
Correct, Chris. According to the proverb, an army marches on its what?
Belly.
Stomach. I'll accept belly. Sue, what R is a small carpet?
Rug.
Correct, Bill. In the 1960s TV sitcom The Addams Family, what was the name of the butler?
Lurch.
Correct, Gillian. In medicine, what F describes an abnormally high body temperature, often accompanied by shivering and headaches?
Fever.
Correct, Dave. Which syrupy liquid is made by bees from the nectar of flowers?
Honey.
Correct.
Bank.
Mark, in sport, flat racing involves what type of four-legged animal?
Horses.
Correct, Karen. What were the first 2 names of Bell, the inventor of the telephone?
William Graham.
Alexander Graham. Angela, in children's toys, what is the name of the toy figure that springs out of a box when it's opened?
Jack in the Box.
Correct, Chris. Did computer floppy disks get their name because they were originally floppy?
No.
Yes. Sue, what H is the horny casing of the toe of some mammals in place of a claw?
Hoof.
Correct, Bill. Does the 1976 film Bugsy Malone feature a cast of animals or children?
Children.
Correct, Gillian. What's the name of the London street off Whitehall that is home to the Prime Minister?
Downing Street.
Correct, Dave. Who invented the saxophone, Aldous Sax or Herbert Horn?
Aldous Sax.
Correct. Mark, in
Bank.
literature, who is Sue Townsend's most famous schoolboy creation?
Adrian Mole.
Correct, Karen. Which famous ocean liner, Britain's largest, made its maiden voyage in 1969?
QE2.
Correct, Angela. In pop music, what's the nickname of Melanie Brown from the Spice Girls?
Mel B.
Yes, I'll accept that. Chris, in which snooker-related pub game played with a timing device must players avoid knocking over wooden pegs when potting balls?
Bar billiards.
Correct, Sue. Which TV cartoon cat was frequently chased by